With my world now over 1,000 days, I feel it is time that we expand my train network. I want to connect up all of our current factories with a rail network. We're also going to need a bunch of train tracks and train casings, so I want to build a train yard automating those. One of the things I'm most excited about is going to be hooking up all of the farms we have now with train tracks. But right now, this is all of the train tracks I have, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but not even 3 stacks of train tracks is definitely not going to be enough to connect everything I want to today. Luckily, creating train tracks isn't super annoying. We just need 2 deployers and a metal press. The deployers I'm going to join from this machine here that I never use. I don't have a metal press over, so gotta grab a few shafts and some casings. Together with a bit of iron, we can turn that into a block and then a mechanical press. And I was about to make 5 drills, but I guess it keeps giving. Thank you, drill. Need to press up 3 sheets here, as you need 1 more component, which is a mechanical saw, because I need slabs, and this is the easiest way to turn stuff into slabs. Now, the spot I've decided to build this train yard is actually right here, in between my storage building and the farm we were just at. It's a very good spot, as I already have a train track going through here, and I want to build on it, because I definitely want trains to go through my storage. That's the reason why I have those big openings at the bottom. I want to try something new with this farm here, as I want to dig out a bigger area so that I can place all of the blocks down a little bit easier. I also added in a floor, as we need something to build on, but we have a bunch of space under here, and my hope is that it's going to be easier. And I want to place a barrel down here, which I want some hoppers leading into that. Above these hoppers on this side right here, I want to get in some mechanical drills. And since they won't be on a contraption, I'm going to need some encased chain drives on the back of these to power them. Also going to need to start extending that down in that hole there, as you know how it is here. We make cheeses and then we fill the cheeses with create components. Yep. And this is obviously going to be a small little cobblestone generator right here, and I don't want to use one of those big ones. First of all, I'm not looking for that much cobble, and second of all, they're really laggy. In front of this barrel here, I want to place in a metal bar, and if we take a brass funnel leading out from that, that's in, we need out. That's going to output our cobblestone onto that metal bar, which if we then get a few shafts up here, let's get a shaft in between there, leave a blocks gap, and then we'll run that over to right here. Obviously, get some belts on these, and this is where we're going to start our production line. So we're going to get a mechanical saw, then our first deployer, second deployer, and our metal press, and those are lined up perfect, as we're going to need a few shafts connecting them. And this is basically all of the components that will be creating it. We get our cobblestone from here. I need a fan down here, which is going to smelt the cobblestone. That's then going to be turned into stairs by this one, slabs, and then we get this line, which will turn it into train tracks. Adding on to this now, I had to hook up the power below the platform. Back on the top side, let's add that up. We'll add a gearbox here, shaft there and there. Get up here, and then if we line... Okay, that's that shaft. Then we want 2 chain drives right here and a shaft right there. This leads into a gearbox, another shaft, and... Oh, nope, we get another... another shaft. Thank you. And some belt on that to that, and this all the way down to here. If we get a belt in there, we can run that across over this direction, and 1 more there. At the end over here, let's get a vault in 2 blocks right there, so we can get a little bit of a buffer, and then we'll do a brass funnel extracting from that, and a brass funnel inputting there. That's output. Input. Perfect. And that's going to be our iron nugget input, which is going to be arriving from that fan down there, and eventually that belt, and eventually something over here. The iron nuggets get here at least, but that gets up there, and that's going to go over here into these 2. Before we jump down from up here, we might as well extend in our gear shift right here, and a gearbox in that, and flip that off. I want to grab some chutes here on the bottom of those to extend those into the deployers, which is how the deployers get the iron. And this is pretty much all of the create. We just need a few decoration blocks running above here, not on that layer. We need 1 more up and across. Oh, and I'm forgetting here, we actually do need a funnel looking into this belt. With some buckets here in the front, we can grab our water and fill this little area. Perfect. Then grab our lava bucket and our frame glass trap doors. We can place some temporary blocks up here, and I can place these in now, and then we can add in the lava in the middle. Closing those down, and that should generate stone for us. Perfect. There is actually one final thing we need to do, and that's to add in a giant vault at the back here, because I'm gonna want a lot of train tracks. And a little threshold switch on the back here so that we can turn the farm off when this gets full. Now, what I'm hoping I can do is that I can run power from over here all the way over here. I hope. So that's why I have this little thing here, which, where would I need to be? Preferably a few more blocks this way. This said level here should be good. Perfect. Oh, and that's actually the perfect Y level as well. I just need a few shafts. And let's start running this back. Hooking this up to that now. And we should... Yep, it's starting to go. And it looks like everything is spinning in the correct direction. Yes, it is. Perfect. We're already creating cobblestone. Do I have the lava in there? Okay, something is not correct. And I'm actually doing two things wrong here. So we're going to run a filter on this one. And we're going to do that to make sure it only accepts smelted stone. And now we should see a bit pop up here. Yes, there it goes. And I actually have no idea what that made. That is not the right thing. This thing is very, very loud. But we're going to be making some stone slabs, which we can plonk on the filter right there. And I just got to pick all of these things up because they're not supposed to be there. And now if you just input some iron nuggets or zinc nuggets, we get train tracks. Here is a screenshot over my create world. Now, let me add a few lines. These are the train tracks I currently have in my world, but like I've said, I want to expand on them, so let's add in a few new tracks shown by the red lines. I also have plans for 2 little bigger train stations, which I've marked, and then the question marks, I'm still unsure. Don't mind the Steve skin. I have no internet at the moment, but I've still got to record. And with a sort of plan figured out, and train tracks now, I kind of want to start implementing it. And I hope I have a lot of train tracks. Oh, they just keep coming more. For the time being, I'm not going to be caring really where I place the tracks or if I place it on anything. As well, we can just roll over it with a roller in a little bit. So the first track I want to fix up here is the one that's going to go over from the kale factory over to the storage building and past the train yard. Okay, there we go. Now we've connected this up a little more clean over to here. And I've also taken this track back that little bit. And this is out of iron nuggets, so I'm actually going to go ahead and turn it off because it's a little loud. I actually want to start preparing the area a little bit. And the first thing is going to be taking this track back a few blocks. Then we've got this like pit here, which, yeah, I don't want this. So we've got to get a layer of dirt all above this and all the way over there. It actually took a surprising amount of time to flatten this ground here. But with it now flattened, I can come in with the train tracks and start to get that down. Now this looks a little more fun with some train tracks. Oh, this is so exciting. But I need something to clear away a little bit of terrain. And I was thinking we might as well grab up a few rollers. Where do I have them? Oh, there they are. And we can really build this train on any of these tracks. And it's going to be a super temporary, simple one. Just a little bit of glue to connect everything up. And then we can assemble that. Perfect. And we should be able to access the barrels. Perfect. And then heading over to my storage here, I should have a bunch of deep slate. Oh, wait. Okay. Disassemble. We can put that on those. And clear blocks and pave. Perfect. That's what we want. And then we can put some deep slate in here. And let's see how far this gets us after a quick nap. Just first, I'm going to start with backing up to around here where the deep slate ends. And now if we go forward... Yes, it's paving. Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna run on this a little bit then. It's not going that fast, but it's moving. And should create some slabs coming downwards. Then I want to do the turn here. Oh, this is so handy. Oh, wait, too fast. Okay, slow us down. Now we have to figure out how to turn this train around, which there's not a whole lot of space over here. So I think we're going to have to make something over here where if we can just like take this and it goes in this direction, and then we can connect this track to here as well. And I've taken the deep state out of it. So now that I go forward, it won't pave anything just because I don't want to pave where I don't have rails. Wait a second. I actually just got a comment this morning. I've got to test this. If I wrench this, or do I have to access the middle block, or is it just like the track? Doesn't look like it. Wait. Oh, okay. Well, I could have just done that then. So if we just relocate that to right over here, do right. There we go. Oh, that's so handy. But now go forward here. We're going to pave a little more. Now the biggest portion here where we can actually remove a bit of terrain. Perfect. Clearing the way for the train. All the way back over to the storage building. And I actually had enough deep slate. Whoa, way too fast. And with a little bit to spare. Now that is definitely an amazing start to the expansion. We now have at least 2 buildings connected. Yay! I gotta stop looking at myself. Oh no. I want my skin back. These train tracks are inspiring. And before we get started on some more, I want to build something. I know I've been needing some emeralds here as I want some bricks, which I'm too lazy to go switch on the power, so I'm just gonna jump down here and trade with them for a little bit. Luckily, I have a door down here. With these bricks, do I have any? Yes, I have a lot of dandelions. Let's turn those in into some yellow dye, and we can make some dean bricks. I don't need too many of these, but I want to turn some of them cracked and some of them also overgrown. For this building, I also want some catwalks. And do I have any andesite catwalks left over? Got bars. Ooh, and I have a few catwalks, but one stair. Okay, we can take these catwalks and turn them into a few more stairs. And I'm afraid I made a few too many, so let's make some more catwalks, and that should be fine. Then I also want to take some zinc, and I want to make some copycat panels. Not to put blocks in them, but I want to use them as decoration. And then I want some copycat steps with blocks in them. Another thing that's going to be important is I need an andesite casing, and it seems I'm constantly out of shoots, so let's press down a stack of iron. Okay, this isn't that optimized. What if I change the amount you output to up to 8? Oh yeah, that's being split more evenly. Perfect. With this stack of sheets, we can craft an excess of shoots because I always use them, and a very important component for our build, which is going to be a portable storage interface. With a bit more material getting done, I've got my skin back after maybe hitting the router a few times with a hammer, but it works. In all seriousness, don't hit your router with the hammer. No, that's not how you fix problems. Anyhow, I want to get some sort of a train platform or station in for this little area here, and also because I want to deliver some items to this, because we need nuggets somehow. So let's start off with some cut tuff to get a rough idea on where the train platform is going to be. But building up these walls, don't worry about the interior. It will have a good purpose anyways. There's also a little too little space in here to actually make some kind of an interior. But there is definitely space to extend in a top floor to this, or an upstairs, I guess you would call it. Now, I will be the first to admit it looks a little weird at the moment, but it also misses a few things. So let's grab us some zinc and our brick blocks again. Also need something to support it. So if we go in the middle here, we can place one of those, and then I want to outline a little pillar here with some zinc, which we then can come in with some bricks here on top of this, stacking our way all the way up to support this. On the bottom side, let's get some cast iron sheet metal to support up the walls all around like this. Grabbing this one back, as I realized we want a stair there, and there we go. Then we can also fill in some sort of a floor up here with some spruce. Now I've got to get up there, so let's grab our catwalks, and I want to start us off right here and start going up and come around before we can come in with our andesite catwalks right here. And I still hate placing these, but I know how to place them a little more now at least. And now the copycat panels I actually want to use on the side of these here, because I think this was a really cool way to get some railings to them. Which, like, why do the catwalks have railings but not the stairs? Now we can head in here upstairs, and there's a little bit of a gap there. Then continuing out from these doorways here, I want to stack some andesite catwalks all the way around the building, reach into right over here. First of all, some warp doors up here. Then I want to take some birch doors, and the ship mod has this really cool door with a very big glass window, which I really quite enjoyed. So we're gonna place those right here, which we can give some slight decorations to on the outside. Before we slap a roof on this, let's grab that portable storage interface and plunk that in the floor. That's the wrong way. We need it that way. And a funnel on that to export the items. I'm gonna want some shafts running from here over to this area with a belt, so that items will come from the train, come over here, and then drop down. If we grab a little bit of deep slate here, I want to come in with a roof, and then a little smaller roof down here. Few small decorations here on the back. I don't know what it's really supposed to be. Maybe some sort of support for the catwalk, but the wall needed something. To complement our windows here, let's get in a few leaves on the bottom. And why not a flower pot with some flowers in them? This also is some sort of like a freight platform. Let's get some barrels. And I want to run some chain link fences just here, and maybe a few over here, just for a little bit of decoration. Maybe one there as well. Yeah. But with a little bit of glow lighting, the exterior is definitely completed. And yes, I did say exterior because we do need to do a little bit of work here on the inside. So our items is going to be right there, but we need them on this level. Yes. So if I just take away the ground a little bit. Oh, well, hopefully I don't have to go down that far. Okay, let's get our chain drives first of all. And I need to run those from up here all the way down. Down, and I think down one more block, which we'll use on tough because I have extra of it. Then if we can get some shafts coming along here, we can get the first shaft for the belt, which means I don't have to go down there. Then if we cover these shafts with some casings, we get a little bit of an encased bit, which with some grass here, we can place water here to make the items come over in this direction. Now we just need to hook that belt up to over here, which thanks to my double dirting shouldn't really be an issue. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I'm not going down there. I'm not going down there. Powering the machine on. Let's double check so this works. Yes, they're spinning. Perfect. With this building working now, I want to continue extending the train tracks. And I've prepped a schematic cannon right behind us here. And also moved some rails. But I'm going to load this up with some gunpowder and let's build a train. And this is a tunnel bore train that will not only dig out the tunnel for me, but will also create the walls, roof, and floor. Perfect. It looks all right. I've had to get a little bit creative here on the back wheels. And because the deployers are here, I couldn't have any train tracks, so I had to add in some flywheels for wheels. But let's get a train station out here and see if we can create a new train. Perfect. Tunnel bore. Very beautiful. Yeah, it's a little wonky. There's a lot of deployers here. And for some reason, deployers work really weird when placing slabs on a train because they place it the other way around. But this should work. And, well, it's not going to place anything now, which is good. But eventually it will. Oh, well, I placed one wall. Look at that. Oh, and it forgot the wheels. So let's just quickly get a shaft in here. And then I need to get a metal bracket on this. I've got no idea how I actually did this. But now with this train, I want to focus on hooking this part over here up to here. I know we've already done that, but I also want this track to come over and go past the city here as I want to build a big train station here eventually. And that's going to turn into the mountain. And there's going to be a giant tunnel going under the whole mountain, which is why I made that train because, well, I don't really want to build those tunnels by hand. So I'm going to get to dig in on the small tunnel first to test this machine out as I still haven't fully tested it. Alright, so we have a simple little junction right here, and that is going straight through the mountain over to where I want my train station. So now let's get the tunnel bore over here. Ooh, I just remembered, that's going to clear. I'm not too fussed about that. It's going to clear a little bit on the side, but honestly, I think that's for the better because I want to do some decorations here on the side to hold away the dirt. Anyways, there we go. We turn. Alright, I'm going to go a little bit in. There we go. Then we're going to start backing out. Let's start right here. Cool. Now we're just going to go and run and get some blocks. First of all, I'm going to need a bunch of deep slate. That should be enough. Turn some andesite here into cut andesite slabs. Also need to get some tough pillars. There they are. And now, of course, the most annoying block, which is cut scorcher walls. Oh, yeah. I'm going to attempt to craft it instead of mining it. And there's my millstone. So we'll throw some coal in there to get some black dye. But the only issue is that I don't have a lot of sand. But if we haunt this and then we blast it, we'll get our hands on normal scoria, which together with that black dye, we can create into scorcher, which then we can turn into cut scorcher walls. This is going to take a while to get the amount I need because this is also the block I need the most of. But that won't really stop me as I've got a bit of it. I will probably need more, but for this one, it should be enough. What we need to do is we need to pop all of this material in these boxes. And there's a little bit of other things in there, but that's fine. Okay, first little test. Oh God. Oh, it looks like it's working. It very much looks like it's working. I'm just gonna keep going. Only issue is that I don't really know when to stop, but I'm hearing a lot of dirt. Okay, I'm not hearing braking, so I'm gonna go and check. But that was so fast. Oh, please tell me this worked like I wanted it to. Yep, here it is at the end. It needs to go a little further, but not a lot.
Hello.
Woo. And now we have a tunnel built. That was so fast. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Something that would have taken around probably 40 minutes for me to make took like 2 minutes. We've just got to clean up the outer edges here and it's fully functional. With a bit of digging done now, let's see if we can get this train into position. So I'm planning if I just back it up all the way to the storage building, it hasn't destroyed anything on the way, which is good. Because going forward in this one might actually break something and I really don't want that happening. But if we use technique here where we just pick up the train and then we rotate it and align it like roughly here, and then we can go forward a little bit to dig out a little area first. Uh-oh, wait, I think I know what that is. Oh, this doesn't... Uh-oh, help. Ah, I'm inside of the train. Oh, thank you. I thought I was going to be stuck there. Now I hear running water and I have a sneaking suspicion of what I've done here. Yep, okay. My sneaky suspicion was correct. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. This is as far as I'm going into my storage because I really don't want to break anything in here. But I'm gonna load it up on resources and let it go forward until it meets the end of its track. No, it's reached the end of its track. It really is enough for a journey, but perfect. I'm gonna take these out just as a precaution. And now let's back it around to the other side. Oh, I'm in the wall again. Well, I guess this is where I live now. It's only a one axle. It's a little scuff when turning. And I'm outside now. Ouch. Oh, right. You know the deal by this point. Loading it up before we send it through the tunnel and hope that we don't run out of materials. Oh, we're out of blocks. Okay. We got a bit of the way, but this tunnels were quite long, so there's still a bit to go. Now, I had 3 small accidents on my stream earlier when I was supposed to be working on the tunnels, which I did get a little bit of work done, but I died 3 times and I lost all my stuff except my axe and shovel. The first real accident, I flew into a crushing wheel and some of my items got crushed, and one of them being the elytra. So I had to go to the end and I fell into the void and lost the rest of my stuff basically. So that's why I have some diamond gear now. Yeah, but I've managed to get on my feet again, so I want to do some material gathering. Now first check, do I have any dripstone? 2 stacks. High possibility I have a little more over here. No. Okay. Well, gotta take the drill for a spin. Whoop. This cave looks promising. At a small creeper scare. Ooh, that's a perfect mining target. I've got a drill. Honestly, that little bitch, don't destroy it. I'm gonna go for one more pass through, but not this one because there are way too many mobs up here. This looks even better. Oh my god, you hit the bat. Oh, and you're getting drilled. Oh. Oh, that is far more dripstone than I will need for a while. Thank you. Back with that load of dripstone, I had to head over to the wood farm for a few wood supplies. Taking a small little peek at my materials here. I need bone blocks. And I lost my sword. Yeah, this is gonna be an issue. I could recycle some things and get bone meal, but I'm always out of bone meal in this world. So I did go investing on the stream, and I should hopefully... That's a looting sword. That's something. But I should really get something like this. Wait, I have a looting book. Okay, perfect. Multitasking a little here to get some levels and emeralds, which we can turn into bricks, as I still need a few more for this project. Now wait, I've just had a thought here. I should really set this up. Hold up. If we get a new diamond sword, then we get mending and we get looting, and we apply that to the sword. And I need to do a little bit of building here, because all the way back in episode 1, I found something called a skeleton spawner, which is right here. What if we set up a little automation for this? Everyone's always telling me that I can use deployers and swords and get experience of nuggets and stuff like that, so why don't I actually do it? If we just join our deployer, and I'm also in the process of remaking my toolboxes, as I lost my toolbox with all of my create components. It sucks, but here I am. Look, I think I should have everything for this small little farm here. I'm gonna build something very, very temporary that I might spruce up in the future, but I'm gonna need first of all, a room. Next up here with our hole dug, I have to make sure that I can get the spawner in there, which we'll get that. Then if we place some rails, card assembler put right there, and then we should be able to get this guy in there. All right, he's moving. Let's see if we can get him in there. I forgot how slow this is. Place. Yes. Okay, good. We'll go ahead and remove this and these. This is definitely not needed anymore. Then we can get one more water bucket in here so that I can mine out the floor to get it flowing the final little bit of the way. And ooh, I need something that stops it. Grab the sign, as I had a little bit of wood on me, which we can place right here. And subscribe. Yeah, subscribing is something that you should definitely consider doing, because it helps me out. Then down right below this, I want to create a vault on the opposite side. Let's get our deployer in right there. Perfect. Which we can put a sword into the hand of. Then with the limited create components I have, we can grab a rotation speed controller, a large cogwheel, and a few shafts. Speed that up. And I don't even need the shafts, so we can get that. And scoop up a bucket of water to power it. And that's... Ooh, I feel like that will hit me. I'm just going to escape that. And place a little block here, because I am not falling in there. If I can now manage to destroy that torch, will we get some skeletons spawning? Oh, there's a torch on the other side, isn't there? No? Oh, yes. They aren't dying. Maybe I placed the deployer wrong. Wait, oh, it needs to be on attack. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. Oh, it's attacking that now. Oh, no, that's bad. That's not what we want. Okay, I need to move back. Let's see if this works better. Yes, I think they're being killed. Okay, this is being complicated. Are there any bows in the system? No, I don't think so. Okay, so I think we're good. I think this is gonna work, and I have enough bones for now at least. This is a giant mess, and I'll clean it up eventually, but I just don't have the time right now because I really want to get some building done tonight. And to do that, I want to turn these into bone blocks. That's actually almost enough. I think I need 3 more, and I believe that's in a botanist bench, which I want to turn it into fractured. Perfect. With my slight distractions out of the way with building that little skeleton farm, which was very needed, I started building up the walls for the train yard. And this was a very interesting shape, and it was quite hard to figure out, but I think it turned out pretty well. Then on top of this awkwardly shaped building here, I want to come in with some cast iron to make an equally awkward roof. Now, this leads us at this building. And I will be honest, I absolutely love the shape of it. It was such a pain to build, but so far I think it turned out amazing. Before we can continue upwards though, I do want to add in some torches, as I'm not going to touch the inside tonight because I don't have the time, because there is going in a farm here, but I haven't had the time to gather up the blocks for that, so I'm just building the decorational stuff. I'm not going insane. I've not played too much Minecraft today. No. Ouch, that's a wall. Above this now, we got to start in a second floor here, using a few of our white blocks. These roofs take me a little while to build, so here you have another time lapse of me finishing the top one. Next up here, I do want to start working on a few windows and a few decorations around the back. Up in these, I want to get some white ones in to fill that in. And I've prepped a few places where I can place in some wood support to hold up the roof. These bigger windows here, giving them a little bit of a flower bed with some mango leaves. And then coming in with some acacia trapdoors on the inside. I want to get all of those in the same direction. Then on the inside here, coming in with the green glass and extending that down. In the back here, I do want to extend up some cast iron support. And going back a little bit here, I want to make some refineries. No, not refineries. Some tanks holding lava. Or, well, at least symbolizing holding lava. They're actually not going to hold anything because they're train hulls. Because you definitely have to admit they look like tanks. But now let's switch our focus to the front side instead, where I want to add in some big terrain doors for this train yard. Then I'm going to get some train tracks leading in here. And as much as I would like to use these for actual trains, I'm going to be adding something here in the middle. That will mean it won't be possible, but it can still look cool. I added a few trees in the background, and this build is looking super epic already. Before we can start tackling the interior here, I've got one piece of bread left. And I'm out of pork, so let's see if we can make something with Farmer's Delight. And I think that I have a cooking pot up here. Yes, I do. But I don't think I have like an oven or whatever you need. So how does one craft a stove? Bricks, iron, and a campfire. Okay, that's easy. Craft one of those, which I don't have the recipe for apparently, so we gotta do it by hand. There we go. Then over here at the farming area, we gotta get some produce. And why don't we make a small little like stove there and a pot on that? Real inventive here. Now GI isn't working, but let's see. I need a stack of beetroots, a stack of onions, and a stack of tomatoes. And if I combine that with a stack of any vegetable and we throw that in here, is this going to be creating ratatouille? Yes, it will. Yes. Okay, nice. I'm gonna let that cook up then. Hello? I'm clicking. Oh, it seems like these are so very bugged. I guess Farmer's Delight is broken. I can manage to get 6 pieces of bacon. And if we fry those up, craft up some bread, which we will mainly be using. But we can also make a few bacon sandwiches. At least I think those work. Hopefully I can eat them. While it is sad the Farmer's Delight isn't working, I recently lost the toolbox, so I definitely need to start crafting a few create components to make up for that. I've also grabbed up a few other blocks here to make another machine, because I definitely want something creating train casings for me. So next to the schematic cannon here, let's place these, load it up with a little bit of gunpowder, and hope that it doesn't break my build. And here we have the train casing machine. I just need to clean up the floor in here a little quick. And this is quite a simple farm. To be honest, it might look a little scary though. So eventually I need... Yeah, okay, the tag is broken. But eventually I need lava to be input here. And I'm thinking we can grab lava via the train that can come down here and deliver it. That lava will then be split into two. This one will create obsidian for us because there will be some water right here and the lava will be pumped out here and that will be turned into obsidian and mined by these drills. That obsidian is then crushed into powder. All of the blocks that survive are pushed back over here and that flings over and it does it again. For the powdered one, we get some lava on that and then it gets pressed twice and it comes over this thing, which isn't the prettiest, but it will do. I just need to input brass in here and I will get train casings. With an interior complete in here, we can run out and right over here, I've prepped the build for another train. And I've been holding a build competition in my Discord because I want some of your trains in my world. And this train here is built by Mathless and I thought it was a perfect fit. I have done a few slight changes to the train. Mainly, I've added in these, but this one actually... thank you. I need to remove this one because it needs to be at the top of the train somewhere. And I don't know where it would fit the best, but I'm going to try placing it here, see how it looks. That doesn't look terrible, so it will stay. In here as well, I do want to have two train controls, and I need one facing here. But how do I even... Now I'm stuck in here. That's not ideal. There we go. I also need to shove a blaze burner in there. Make sure it's all glued. Thank you. And now we'll assemble it. So I'm going to do a quick test of the tunnel as well. Where did I park the tunnel train? Did I park it right out here? Because I think I might have done that. Yep. Oh, yep. Okay. Slide issue. All right. I guess we'll head back the other way instead. Head into this station because this is going to be one of its stops where we need it a little further away. We need it just a little closer so those two are touching. There we go. Now the plan for this train is to go around fully and then come back over here, but we're gonna go backwards for now as we need to head over this way. And oh, I'm standing on top of the train. That's not gonna be good when it comes to the tunnel. Get me down, get me down, get me down. Okay, we back it up all the way till over here. That's actually not very far because I would like it to reach one of these sides past the building. We'll just go ahead and extend back the tracks a little bit. And of course you're one block wrong. Why? No, wait, we need to line it up on the back one. Right. So it needs to be right there. There we go. And now if we just break that up, of course it's right where I have a lever, but that's fine. All right, so let's see here. Let's get a portable storage interface in the wall right there. And what we need is we need to take the iron nuggets that are in this vault right here actually, and this one. So maybe we combine them into one. Wait, no, wait, there's not supposed to be any iron nuggets here. They're all supposed to be on this side, right? Yeah. Okay, so we already have a buffer vault. That's good. Then I'm actually thinking we're gonna make a new one because an extra one might not hurt. And does that spin the right way? It does. Okay, that's perfect. Now we just have to get those items over to here. Okay, now I've got an idea. If we take some chutes, remove the block above the portable, then we actually use the... Okay, the one time I do want the slanted here. There we go. And we just extend this up to right here. Because then with a few belts right up here, going right over there, brass funnel right there, and then we just power this by running a chain drive all over there. And yes, okay, I think it's actually loading up the train. That's perfect. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. If you didn't know, if you have a smart chute running into normal chutes, the chutes can actually move 64 items, not only 16. But we don't really need the speed. I also do think that the nuggets we have inputted are enough for now, so we will be departing as I just want to see if all of this works. All right, we head over this way and we are approaching the station. I'm falling off. I almost just died. Isn't that perfect? Disregarding the part where I almost died, and we park and we quickly run over this way. Are we starting to see nuggets here soon? Nuggets? Okay, I'm not getting any. Why isn't this working? Okay, well, we have iron nuggets there, but maybe we need a sign. That solves that issue, but we should have more nuggets, and that is the reason. Okay. Oh, well, now it's working. Okay, and that must have been because the power was off then. So if we now run over here, that's working. Are we seeing some iron nuggets flow up? Maybe they're just flowing too fast for me. Oh, well, I got one. Yep, they're flowing too fast, so I can't see them even. But it is working, and it's making more tracks. For now, we'll just go ahead and leave the train there. It looks a little weird at connecting on the locomotive, and that it doesn't have any storage. But, like, I didn't need that much iron transported here, so it's pretty fine. And it also will be going backwards a little bit of the way, so it looks better like this. But we have one more resource that we need to input to this factory. And I need to connect some tracks so that this train here can make it all the way down. And right now, those end there. And I want to wrap it around around down the mountainside here and connect it up to this tunnel entrance here. And so I started working on getting this train track to the top of the mountain gradually on this cliffside here. And in the future, I'll have to come back and do a bunch of terraforming. And now we have a track here. I had to dig it through the mountain a little bit. And well, it's also flying a lot, but it at least gets us all the way down here. I also do have plans to work in this area behind the mountain. And while I don't know exactly what I want to be building here, which if you have any suggestions, do leave them in the comments below. I'm definitely going to be terraforming this mountainside because it's already ugly, and now I've just added an ugly flying train track to it, so it's even worse. But before we make sure that all of that works, I do also want to connect the train track over to the barn and even further. Now, all this here looks cool. The pipe isn't actually connected to anything yet, and I want to connect it up to those two tanks there, or also our chimneys that I made. Well, I want to do that, but then I have an infinite source, and I feel like that might not work too well, actually. So we're gonna just remove that and pump it straight into the train. I think that's a better solution. So here we have that pipe, and now I need to get that over to the lava pipe here in the middle. That shouldn't actually be too hard. With some shafts here and a cog right here. Right. I need to put it on the other one. Okay. We instead need to connect it to this one. Okay. Which I would like to speed up, and I do have a rotation speed controller to do just that. Now that lava is going up, perfect. And if I can make it out of this maze, I really need to start adding service entrances to my contraptions, because it's getting annoying at this point. But oh yeah, we're getting lava filling up, perfect. And I haven't seen any issues, but I also just kind of want to double check because I'm a little worried that it is using it, but it shouldn't. No, it's still here. It's still full. Okay, perfect. And with our train here filled up, let's take it down there and see if we can create some train casings. All right, let's see if I can make the journey. I feel like I'm going to be hitting my head on certain areas, but I didn't there, and I think that was the lowest tunnel, so I think I'll be fine. Oh, this is so cool. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Bring it straight forward through our storage building. Oh, we've made it down here. But right, I'm missing a few bits here on the train yard. Now for this final bit of the train yard here, I want to grab some spruce and starting to build up a couple of walls using that. Some dark oak trapdoors on the corners here. Running over to the windows here, let's get a moss line in right there. And we'll get some white windows in here. On the bottom of this moss, we can get some dark oak support. And on the front, some dark oak airy trapdoors. And I feel like I've got to say it again. I absolutely love having more vanilla style trapdoors in other colors. It's amazing. Some warp trapdoors up here, because I think that is nice with a little bit of a splash of color. Coming over to this side, we'll replicate the dark oak trapdoors. These are warp trapdoors with our white windows. And then we can get some flowers in there. Perfect. And also some flower pots. Why not? No, I want you there and you there. Let's get in a deep slate floor in here, as I do want to run train tracks in here. And I always run my train tracks on deep slate for some reason. So I'm just going to continue that going on in here, as this is going to be a little bit of a workshop. I'm not fully sure what I mean with a train workshop, but I might just like park a train in here, because this one will actually be connected to the rail network. So deep slate roof here, because well, deep slate roofs are just really nice, and I'll also match this one while not being the same. Then of course on the outside of this, we're gonna go in with some cobbled deep slate, super simple triangle roof here. Disregarding the hole, it looks a little odd, and that's because it has no overhang here. So a couple of copycat steps and some deep slate in our offhand, and we can place down a small little overhang up here, just because I want to try something a little different, and that definitely looks a little better. In the middle here, to fill in this hole, we get some dark oak going. On top of this, we start getting in a little bit of warped up here with some shoots, breaking it off every so often. Not making me fall down though. Those shoots we can encase, and well, I don't know why I didn't just use case blocks, but I didn't. Here we are. Let's say it's for the interior, because it will look better on the interior. Let's bring this warped roof down here. Then for these windows up here, let's just add in some oak trapdoors for a little bit of an airy feel. And this building is really quite simple, but it adds, especially to the main one, which I really love it. Now there's still a grass pit here in the middle that's missing any builds on it, so I want to dig down a little bit of a circle here. Now looking at a bunch of inspiration for this video, I found all of these train model sets that had these rotating train tracks in the middle, and I just needed to recreate it. I feel like you had the sense that I was going to do that when I built this, but here it finally is. And well, there is one sad thing. You can't move train tracks because they're immovable, which means we can't actually get this to rotate, but it will look cool at least. So let's start with a ring of cast iron going all the way around down here. And that lines up perfectly, because then I want to take some cast iron stairs and I want to get this little indent down here all the way around. And I tried a bunch of different options, and had I had Steam and Rails add-on, the small train tracks would have been absolutely perfect for this. I had that tested, but I don't have the add-on, so I couldn't do it, but it looked awesome. So if you want to do one of these, I highly recommend using the narrow train track from Steam and Rails. But I'm not adding any more add-ons to this world, so I gotta make do with what I have. So let's get some sink in the middle, and this will be our base plate. And in real life, the bridge itself would be sitting on train tracks that are kind of curved, and it will be a mini train track that the bridge rotates on. And I thought that was really, really cool, but like I said, I couldn't recreate it. I can just reach the boxes and grab some tough pillars here for some sides. So down in here in the middle, let's get some spruce going with a little bit of industrial iron. And I want to bring out some spruce support on the sides right here with a few stairs in the middle, and this is going to be the base of our bridge. Then what I want to do here is bring some spruce through the middle, stack a stair on the end of these sides, and then we can connect it up to the wall using a few slabs. What I then want to do, if we hold some metal girders in our offhand, we grab a rail there, and then we run this across. What you're gonna see now is that we get these, and oh no, it broke it. That's fine though, because I think you can just go click on these and remove these, because I don't want them. Sometimes they spawn with them, and sometimes they just spawn without them, and I don't really know how it works. Back up here, I actually want to remove the tracks. I just wanted to get the girders in, because if you grab some catwalks and you walk into them in a funky way like this, you will actually build out to the side, which Gish taught me, and I love it. Sadly, I won't have enough to do it the whole way because I don't have enough of the cast iron, but I can also do it on the opposite side. So if you're building bridges and you want to build them like this, huge tip, because these are always a pain to place otherwise. And then you can run your train tracks down the middle perfectly. And you got a nice little bridge, connecting it up to the railroad, of course, and into the workshop here at the back here to stop the trains from going through and falling off the track. Is that the right word? Falling off the tracks? We add in a little bit of a train stop anyhow, and some valve handles on that. Perfect. Oh no, that's very bad. Did that actually destroy anything? No, please don't. Uh-oh. What I'm just gonna do is get a train track here on the side so that I can put this train somewhere where it won't destroy anything. And we can just grab that and place... Wait, this is the wrong one. There we go. That's the right one. And this one I can just re-rail right... There we go. That could have been bad, but it's fine. They don't break. We'll go through the tunnel over here. We're gonna make sure that we turn here so that we don't hit that train. Now we're around and we're facing the correct way as well. We'll go forward here, and then we'll stop, and we'll back up onto the correct train line. Perfect. Now I just have to kind of figure out where I need to input this lava from. And I might actually have it so this, okay, backs through the wall over there and stops like around here. Maybe here, because then it isn't an eyesore with that sticking through the roof. And I can export the lava over there. A little inconvenient to get it from here to there, but it's fine. So let's get that offloading system built. And we got some lava in here, which if I just pull out 2 buckets here, we place here, we're gonna get some obsidian. And the drill should mine the obsidian, right? Very, very slowly, but that's okay, because I actually don't really need a lot. But there it goes, which is then gonna be crushed. All of the items... Oh, you know, that's a little bit of an oversight. Okay, I'm glad I noticed. Yeah, that's an issue. The fact that I'm blocking it. What if we get a couple of chutes that we then place above this to like up here? And then I kind of actually want to get a depot on top of that. There we go. Now, what if we grab this? Let's see if this works. Yes, that should work. And that should end up in the barrel. Yes, it looks like it is. Yep, that's definitely working. Perfect. Okay. Oh, that looks awesome. I love using these in builds. But we're also making sturdy sheets now, which means there's one in there. Where's the rest of them? Oh, there we go. they're all in here. So if we just supply it with a few brass casing, we get train casings. Awesome. Now we built 2 trains this episode, if you count this one and my train tunnel building train. Yes. And this one is just a bystander train, but I want one more. And I want a passenger train because I'm getting ready to tour this world with 2 of my friends, which that video will be up very, very soon. And I feel like we just need a train to ride around in. And well, I'm going to be yet again pulling this train from a viewer. But before I announce whose train it is, I've got to grab up all of the blocks, and there's quite a few in here. Okay. This is gonna be fun. Since I don't build the trains, it's really fun to see what people have built them out of, and I get a little surprise doing the materials list here. So we're gonna need some industrial iron. Also a fan of the andesite things, so we'll do some andesite train hulls. We'll get some andesite ladders. 2 basins, that's interesting. Scrambling around in my storage room, I gather up all of the blocks I need for the train. Blocks gathered up right here. And since create deco doesn't work great with the schematic cannon, I had to place it all the way over here so it's in the right direction. Here we go. And then we fling a little bit more gunpowder in there, and all of this should be correct. And let's build. And this train was also part of the building competition I did, and it is built by Victor. So thank you so much for building this train for me. And here it is, a wonderful little passenger train. Just because I will have some friends on here and it will be nice to take a little train ride around the world. But I'll have to set up a schedule of some sort for that, or maybe I'll just drive the train when we do it. Oh, I need to assemble the train, of course, though. Which luckily I do have a train station to do that with, and assemble train. Perfect. And we'll name it the Victor Express. And it works. Perfect. And it even fits in the tunnels. Yes. And right, I moved that off the track. Perfect. This is so amazing. I can take a train around my world. With a few final details put in on the stream, the train yard is now complete. And we're automating train tracks and train casings with a few new custom trains. But with this train yard being done, we're also done for today. And I think we've accomplished a lot. We've also created some future stamp problems where I have a lot of terraining to do. However, this is episode 10 and I'm a bit past day 1000 now in this world, and it also means that I have a world download for you. So if you head to the description and join my Discord, you can find the download to the world in there. And thank you so much for everyone's support in this series, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye bye.